Alright guys, this is the contest announcement, the contest winner from a little contest I held, put it on here about 2 weeks ago, and basically the contest was give me your dream team for a book, and one of the rules was it could be somebody it had to be somebody, a writer and artist who had never worked on that book before. I tell you what, I expected, a lot. I expected to kind of get, a few ideas out there that were, pretty good, and had that one that just kind of stood out, and that didn't happen. Just about every idea just sounded really good. But I have decided to go with. Oh, by the way, did anybody watch Comic Book Men after The Walking Dead last Sunday? Oh man, it was just freaking awful. I thought it seems like everything was staged. It's supposed to be a reality show where you see the inside of Kevin Smith's Jane Silent Bob's stash up in Red Bank, New Jersey, comic book shop. And basically, apparently, Kevin Smith and them do like this podcast, and then they'll switch from the podcast over to the comic book shop. I feel like I was watching Pawn Stars, man. They were like having people come in to try to sell things like a Chucky doll and a $6 Million Man doll. I didn't like it. And speaking of that, before Walking Dead, I hope this show really turns around. It's just boring. It's like the show could be told in 30 minutes, but they're dragging it out to an hour. And they've been on this farm forever, and the whole timeline's screwed up. But anyway, back to the contest. So anyway, I sit there, like I said, a lot of great ideas, and I really had to take some time to think about it. And a lot of people did some great video responses, and I kind of got blinded by the worlds that we're building. I love it when people do these that get real creative and talk about, not only do they want these people to do the book, but they wanted to do the book. And some of those were really, I mean, they were all really good and stuff. But, I had to push that stuff aside and remember what it was. It's the dream team. Love the ideas. I mean, it was awesome. Enjoyed the videos very much. But going back to what the dream team was, sticking to that for the contest, I decided to go with. Wait a minute. Did you guys hear about? Did y'all see the thing where Diamond put out the books, the top 100 books that they sold in January? It was real interesting, and I commented on one of my videos before. But it was really cool because DC took top 10. It's not about DC and Marvel. I'm kind of past that. Yeah, I get more DC books, but I'm not really into who should be number one. But what I thought was hilarious is number 10 of DC having the top 10 was Aquaman. Aquaman, I'm a fan simply because since I was a kid, he was on Super Friends. I didn't have a choice. Who DC, so they've tried different things with him. In the 90s, man, lost the hand, and he had a magical water hand. 80s, I mean, they've stuck with him. In the 80s, he got the new blue costume, which I liked. I just about did a review of the 80s miniseries, and then there's a one-shot that came out by Kurt Swan. I can go on and on. But I just think it's hilarious that Aquaman beat out the X-Men. Aquaman sold more books. It outsold all of the Marvel books. Wow. I mean, who thought they'd see the day? Anyway, back to the contest. So, some of those responses were just amazing. There's Basil Wolverton, Jack Kirby got thrown out there, Mike Mignola with Adam Hughes. That talk about two different guys. The monster writer and the Babe artist, and Jack Kirby on Micronauts. I apologize for going blank because I loved them all. So, what I had to go with, I went with. Ghost Critic. You won. Send me your address again. You sent it back to me in December or something. I ended up not being able to do. But send it to me again. And I got to say I absolutely loved the video. But what got me is you picked. What got me with the creative team is that you picked Stan Lee, which I gave you my word I would be objective. And it fit with the book that you picked, the geriatric superheroes and stuff. But what got me is it was Shaky Jake, I think is what his name. I had the name wrong. The artist you picked. I had to look him up and look at some of his stuff. loved the stuff, but it was the story too that got me, because not only did this guy end up from what I read, self-publishing his own books and stuff, but wouldn't it just be, a slap in the face to however that happened if there was people, this guy who ended up wanting to self-publishing after working in comics and stuff, and just he ends up with Stan Lee on what you would know would be a hit book. His style was awesome. I liked his comic book work that I was able to look up here and stuff, and absolutely Stan Lee should be able to write about geriatrics. He probably would have a lot to put in there. All right, so there's the contest. I want to thank everybody for playing. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and thanks for making me think. Like I said, I thought it was going to be that one idea was going to really pop out, and it turns out they all were. So thanks a lot, guys.